engineering design. You specify the size, the dimension. So we all agree that from here to here is a 3.9, and this one is a 10,350. So I go to AutoCAD. I will start line. Architectural drawing is the simplest form of drawing. It involves only line. So you go to home. But look at my home. Is there any line here? It's totally different from what you are familiar with that we have been using before, because in agricultural engineering class, I changed my workspace from 2D to 3D. This is a 3D environment. That's why you are seeing box, extrude, all these 3D commands. So in order to change that, is you do it in the workspace window here, or you come where you have gear, something like a gear at the bottom here. You change your workspace. So that window, we call it workspace switch. The same thing happens here. Can you see? So what is coming up at the bottom here is what is coming up at the top there. You see, they are the same thing. So the window, we call it workspace. So I will change to drafting and annotation. That is the general workspace. In 2010 version, they call it 2D drafting and annotation. But I think Autodesk company realized that notwithstanding that they call it two-dimensional drafting and annotation environment, you can also use it for 3D. So that's why they removed the 2D in later version. They simply call it drafting and annotation, because I can use this environment for 3D too. Though most of the command there, you can see that my home has changed. I have lines for 2D drawing. Are you getting it? So this command window is floating. It will be very dangerous for it to be floating. I mistakenly delete it. Though you can bring it back. But let's move it. You move a window, a floating bar like this, by holding it with this beside this X button. Use it tool holder, call it tool holder, use it to move it. Immediately it is big, it has become bigger, drop it. So you have docked it permanently, we call it docking. You have docked it into position. Can we continue? Okay, let's start line. Line from here on is a 10,350. Okay, my line, I can't see everything. So what will I do? Zoom up. Z, A. Did I do that? Z, enter, A, enter. Okay, I have my line in place now. The length of this line, if you are not sure, all you need to do is to go to menu. You are doubting. Click on distance. Click the beginning. Click the end. What does AutoCAD tell us there? At the information section of the command window. Command window is broken into two. We have the white section, we have the gray section. The white section is where you type your active command. The gray section will give you extra information. Is that okay? So in the gray section, what we have there? Delta X, 0, delta Y, 10,350.0000 is telling us that the length of this line along the X is 0. But along Y axis is what? 10,350. Along Z axis is 0. So it's one directional line. But you can have two-dimensional line or 3D. A line in 3D space. Since our environment is 2D, how do I know it is 2D? What tells you that this environment is 2D? Very good. The UCS icon, we call it User Coordinate System icon. That's why you have to make sure it is enabled. We give you sense of direction. Then, if you want to change to 3D, I've done that several times. Go to View, under Views panel here, you change you pick any of the isometric, then you're going to have what we call XYZ. You see that? This is 3D. And you see my line that was standing the first now line horizontally. So my plane, my XY plane, is horizontal now. If you watch my video on 3D lecture, you understand more of this. You're going to enjoy it. I promise. Anyway, let's change our orientation back to top. So that is it. But there is a problem. I don't like this thing following my. I don't like it. I don't like it following my drawing on about it. This XY. So you simply type UCS icon. When you type UCS icon, User Coordinate System icon, that's the name of the icon. There are many options. I told you AutoCAD gives options. What are the options there? On, off, origin, no origin, origin, selectable properties. The one in angular bracket is what? On. So if you press enter, that means you want it on. But that's not what I want. That is not what I want. I will press enter again. When I press enter again, that means my previous command will be remembered. Are you getting it? It's already invoking UCS icon command again. But this time around, the option I want is no origin. Don't follow origin all about. So I will type N. AutoCAD recognizes the first letter or the first 2 or 3 letters. Are you getting it? Especially the one that is highlighted in blue color. So once I type N, it means I'm selecting no origin option. Am I right? You press enter. What happens to the UCS icon? So what you allow here is in position. You can't disturb me again. But if you don't want to see it at all, what do you do? Let's invoke the command again. I will type OFF. You see, OFF, you have to type the 3. But if you type O, that may be on. I mean, so OFF, you won't see it, but that is not good. You know why? Because it gives you the sense of direction. Where your Y is, where your X is, and like that. So let's start the command again and type. What will I type now? On, O-N, I mean, and press enter. So it comes back. Okay, enough of that. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Home tab, pick line again. Then from here, along this direction, hope you know how I enter my distance. I've taught you absolute coordinate, relative coordinate, then direct distance, entry by polar tracking. I mean, immediately you see the dotted line appearing, then you can type your distance. Then make sure you have object snap, polar tracking, and object snap tracking. Those are the 3 buttons that should be enabled. You can disable every other thing in order to avoid confusion. Is that okay? I always recommend that for beginner AutoCAD user, enable polar tracking here, object snap, and object snap tracking. Every other one, you should do what? Turn them off. Disable it. So, who can guess what am I going to type along the line? Very good, 3,900. Then, I can come this direction. You guess what I will type? Or if you don't know, you can track it. Put your mouse over this one. You understand? Then you click right there. You click right there. Then you close. I don't want to close. I don't want to close. Let me do it again. Come here. 3 now. Am I right? Okay. Let's stop right there. Then, going back to our drawing, I need a wall along this line. Right? I need a wall. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to offset. Do you know how to use offset? Offset. Offset is a command, is a modified command. I don't know whether I talked about it in our last class. I talked about it. See, you have forgotten. Offset is a command that will create an object at a preset distance from another object. For example, if I draw a line like this, and I need a parallel line to this line at a distance maybe 30 to it, I will type O. O means offset. If you don't like using command, you go to modify panel under Home tab. Are we together? Modify panel, you see offset here. This is offset. You see it? When you click on it, so the first thing AutoCAD will ask you for is the offset distance. At which distance do you want to offset the object? So let's type 30 and press enter. When you press enter, your cursor will change to a small square box. What does it mean? Anytime you see something like this, a small square box, AutoCAD is waiting for you to select an object. That is, the object you want to offset. Are we together? So I want to offset this line. When you click on it, the command has changed. I told you, you have to be paying attention to the command. I think I've mentioned it several times. Or else you may be frustrated. You think the software is not working. It's working. It's waiting for you. It says what? Specify point on side, like which side? Do you want to offset it up or down? So let's offset it here. Unfortunately, the line is the offset distance is too small. Compared to 10,350. Remember the length here is 10,350. So 330 will be very, very well small. Okay, let's undo that. Let's undo that. Okay, let me start again. In case you don't get it, click on offset, type the distance, maybe this time around 500. Then click here, select the object, then click on the side. See 500, the way it is small. It's even small, 500. So that is offset. You create parallel line with offset. Okay, let me undo those ones. Okay, want to offset this by what? 150. So you click on offset. You type 150, enter. You click on the object. Then is it this side or this side? Inward. Is it inward? Yes. We have sum it together. It should be inward because we have calculated that one to be 39. Okay, very good. So that should be inward. Okay? But if I draw this line here and I track it, this polar tracking, you see the intersection, you click there. Then I will offset that one too. O, enter. I prefer using shortcut. O is the shortcut for offset. I mean, so the same distance. I have 150 in angular bracket. I don't need to type one. I will just press what? Enter. Then click on this and offset inward. I mean, then select object. I'll click on this and offset inward. You can be offsetting as many objects if they are using the same distance. Are you getting me? So if you have another object somewhere around there, you can offset it like that. So I have that. Okay, we are moving gradually. I hope you'll be able to finish this before the end of the class. Even this bedroom and this the 2-bedroom alone. Okay. Now I don't want to be too fast so that you get what we are doing. Are you with me? Alright. So we go back. Then let me close this and offset it also. O, enter. Then enter, accept 150, click here and offset inward. So I have that strip. So then I need to do something. Are we together? I need to do something. Then I need to create windows. I have a window here. I guess this window should be 1,200. No, is it 1,200? For a bedroom, 1,200 is very bad. The window should be as big as this. 6 feet. Why? Yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm thinking about my room is my own bedroom is 15 by 16. 15 feet by 16 feet. By 16 feet. Is even the bricklayer made mistake. I want it to be 20 by 20 for my bedroom. So I want it to be 6,000 by 6,000. Yes, ma'am. That's the only room I can that it belongs to me. Every other room belongs to every other person. So inside you should have your study, everything. You want to do it inside it. Except kitchen. So I'm using that to gauge this one. Okay, if the room is 36 by 36 in your design philosophy in civil, what should be the size of the window? 1, 2. Now let me tell you, there is no hard and fast rule. It depends on what the client wants. But if what he wants is not realistic, you tell him, hey, Mr. Man, your room is just 12 feet and you want a window of 6 feet. Hope you don't mind 3 feet here, 3 feet remaining. Have you? I think it's not bad. Let's make it 1,002. So, but before that, let me create other walls before I begin to get windows There is a wall here. Am I right? So let's begin to create other walls. So I go to AutoCAD.